Okay, I believe we are live in YouTube. Just checking whether all of you guys can hear me and see me. If the audio and video is clear, just type AV clear in the comments and let me inform my community manager that I'm also live. Okay, super. So let me just share a couple of things which are really from my heart. And there are, today is a beautiful day for me. Happened to be a beautiful day for me. 2nd of May, 2025. And what has happened is I just was having a meeting with one of my community managers, and I went to the pan shop nearby to get some stuff like cold water and things like that. So when I went there, I was having this smile in my face for some reason. I mean, like I was just feeling light-hearted today, and I just thought that. And just before that, I had a very good, tasty, breakfast in a cafe and wonderful Americano coffee. And my mood was really in a good state. Okay, and I just went there and went to the pawn shop and wanted to get something. And this guy, the shop owner, he was maybe probably in his 60s, old fellow. And I just gave a smile to him, and I just said that, uncle, do you have cold water? Do you have that? Because it was a very small shop, so I didn't know whether they had that cold water or not, storage water, mineral water, right? So he said, yes, sir, we have. And how many bottles you want? I said, two. And while doing so, he just told me that, sir, I noticed something about you, that you have this smile, and you are spreading this smile, this happiness. I said, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was not very much intentional, but I just had a smile on my face. Maybe because of the breakfast I had, wonderful breakfast that I had in this cafe. He also smiled and he said, "Sir, just I come across so many people, in my shop, and they have this certain seriousness in their life, and for some reason they're always either in a hurry, they're always talking over the phone, always they have this kind of ghamand or ego. For some reason they will talk in a different tone. So how you said that, uncle, do you have two bottles of do you have cold water? They will say, hello, do you have two waters? Give me two water bottles. This is the tone they talk. All of this pawn shop owner is telling me. And I was very nicely listening to him, because obviously, because he was, saying something which was very conducive to me. But I liked what he said, that you're spreading the smile and spreading the happiness. This instigated me, or this triggered something in me, and I said that, let me talk about this tonight in my YouTube channel, especially for my lovely coaches and consultants. You see, when I if you're a coach and consultant, by the way, please type I am a coach in the comments. This is what my mentor also has a book for. I am a coach. Okay, my most important mentor in my life is Mr. Siddharth Rajsekar. And arigato gozaimasu to him. I mean, like, he's amazing. And he also says, I am a coach. There's a book for that. By the way, if you are a coach and consultant, just have I am a coach in the comments. I have something to share with you. 2017, I left my job and started this coaching business offline. When COVID happened, I went to online. I have lost a lot of money. Um, then I have earned, to be very frank with you. However, in 2025, when I calculated my ROI, return on investment, I have made about, um, I have done transactions or revenue. I mean, of about, I think, 4 or 5 lakhs. I can't recollect. I just did it like couple of days ago, but there are so many things that we do, so many numbers to remember. I can't remember, but about 5 lakhs, I think, of transaction I did, and the profit was about the revenue that with the was just about that, and the profit that we earned was in 4 months. Huh? This is in 4 months. In 4 months, I have earned a pure profit after taxes, after EBITDA and everything, and profit after taxes came to up to about 75K. So that's like, you know, good stuff, good money in 4 months, though. So, though the numbers are very small, but I am happy that, I am going towards the positive graph when I'm talking about profits. Nevertheless, in my 7 years, or I would say 8 years of coaching journey, offline plus online, I have made about 7 figures by now. However, that's the revenue part. When I'm talking about profit, I would say that I'm still trying to catch up on that part. But the reason why I wanted to do this is because do this live is because 80% of anything that we do in our life is a game of mindset. It's all in here, right? I mean, not all, but 80%. And 20% is, I believe, the game of the hands, the game of the skills. Um, I am a stringent believer of that. And whoever I have come across, I have been in consultation with so many mentors, so many fellow coaches, friends, very dear friends who are into coaching business. Whoever I've come across, whenever they faced a problem in their coaching business, whether it is zero sales, whether it is no show up rate, whether their ads are not working, whether they are going through, a lot of anxiety and fear in their coaching business. And a lot of depression, sadness, frustration because of hard work. Even after hard work and putting content out there every day, they're not getting sales. Whenever I spoke with these people about all these problems, one thing clearly was visible, that almost 10 out of the 10 times, घूम फिर के, the RCA, if you do a RCA, what is an RCA? Root cause analysis. If you keep asking the 5 whys, okay, why, and then again why, then again why, then if you deep down, if you find the root cause, it was always 10 out of the 10 times about their mindset. I'm still being modest and telling you 80-20. Perhaps I would perhaps should have said that 100% is mindset, but then I would still be modest and I would still respect Mr. Pareto and Pareto's principle, and I would say that 80% is always your mindset. Now, what you think, or what even a lot of people think, coaches and consultants think, what mindset is all about. It's not just motivation and inspiration, so called, right? It's not about positive thoughts and feeling good. It's deeper programming or neuroplasticity, I would say. It's the belief system, it's the values, it's what kind of what drives you, day in and day out, what makes you feel fulfilled. These are the things I'm not just talking about the peripheral positivity. I'm talking about mindset where it is deep rooted, right? Deep rooted mindset. So I have devised a formula or a framework of 5 letters, which I just like, as I told you, that pawn shop owner, thanks to that chacha who helped me to instigated me to share this. So just 5 letters, which should help you. I believe strongly. I mean, I believe that it should help you because it's my story, and most likely it's probably your story as well, right? Which 5 letters which I've actually implemented in my coaching and consulting business about mindset and emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence, to be short, which I believe is going to help you tremendously to tackle the days when you have zero sales, even after sweating, and even after putting a lot of money into your advertisements, and even after doing the hard work, like as I said, sweating, even after doing the hard work, even after having the correct intention and everything, if you're still not getting results and you want to deal with that, you feel like crying, you feel like shouting, you feel like everything is an injustice, this is not fair. If it seems unfair to you, let me share how to overcome that. And I hope it'll help you. If you're ready to learn, just type RTL, ready to learn, in the comments. This is it. This is what I wanted to share with you. There's no rocket science. There is an essay behind your online coaching business or success. ESSAY. All of you, please type essay. Okay. Ek rachna. Coaching Ek Rachna. Okay. Probably I should make a movie out of that. My mentor has already made a movie. If you've not watched that movie, go ahead and catch the tickets and premiere show of my mentor's movie. You know, and just search Siddharth Raj Sekhar, and you will know he's probably the first online coach to launch a movie on coaching business and his mission. Amazing stuff. I just love that guy. So now coming back to the point, all of you can type essay so that it stays in your mind, because when we write, we actually put our thoughts into physical form. From mental plane we come to physical plane, so please don't forget to write. So E for ego. Okay. You need to replace these statements. I have XX years of experience. If you're a coach and you're thinking that I have such and such years of experience, please replace it with I have invested these many years in implementing these methods, and I have got YY results, because that is what is your real experience. Okay. Your real experience is not the job that you did and the Excel sheet that you learned for 20 years in your corporate, and that's why you're teaching Excel to others in online business. That is not your experience. Your experience is how many years that you have invested in learning these things, implementing these things, and what are the results that you got. So instead of talking about the number of years of experience, change your lingo inside your head and tell yourself that what are the results you got. Instead of saying that I have been there and done that, your ego lets you say that, oh, I already know this, there's nothing more to learn from anybody, right? If you have been thinking like that, then please replace it by saying, I have solved these many problems for these many people. So instead of saying, in your webinar master classes, I've got so many years of experience, I've already done that, I've already been there. Say that how many number of problems you have solved and for how many people. That will reflect more towards your openness rather than your conservative mindset, which is your ego, right? I have XYZ certificate. Instead of boasting about that, talk about how many student results you already have under your hat, right? These are some of the feathers in the cap that you need to show, you need to talk about when it comes to your credibility. This will drastically reduce your ego, your false ego, and make you practical, accountable, and credible for your people, for your audience. Number 2, S for self pity. S for self pity. खुद को गाली करना, victim mode. One of my mentor, Robin Sharma, talks a lot about it. Victim versus victor mindset, right? Victory mindset, right? Self pity. So instead of saying that, I have been into a learning spree, but I have not been taking actions, I suck. Instead of crying on that, please change your lingo and say that, let me come out in the mental plane, come out from the mental plane. Okay, let me come out from the mental plane. That means thinking, analyzing, studying, planning. Let me come out of that mental plane to the physical plane. That means more and more I take actions. Don't blame the learning. Instead of blaming the learning, start taking action. You don't have to stop learning, or you don't have to slow down your learning. It's just that you have to increase your actions from your mental plane, which you think is the best thing to do or most the intellectual thing to do. I wouldn't say that's wrong. Well, you need to maintain a balance between your mental plane and your physical plane, right? And your physical plane. So try to take more actions rather than being in your physical plane. If you got it, type got it boss. Type got it boss in the chat box, right? So instead of saying that I've been learning, but I'm not taking actions, well, start taking actions, right? Number two is that instead of saying that we started together, comparing yourself, we started together in our coaching journey, but look at her success. She's already into a crore club. She's already got 8 figures. And I am such a loser. I have not even crossed my, 5 lakhs a month or 3 lakhs a month mark. Instead of saying that, start saying that let me seek her suggestion on how can I do things differently. Instead of comparing, instead of competing, try to be creating, right? Instead of competing, try creation. Competition versus creation, right? All of you type creation in the comments. Create solutions by taking suggestion from somebody that you're comparing yourself with. Instead of, there's no point of comparing, right? Because the every time you compare yourself, you're trying to set the target as per her progress or his progress, whether in reality you don't even know you are probably 5 times more capable of that person. But there's got to be something that this person is doing differently, and it is obviously, the results are showing as compared to you. So even though you guys started at the same place, there must be something different, right? So try to know that, try to understand that, right? So that is one thing. Another thing what helped me to come out of those zero sales days is, definitely, instead of saying that, I'm talking about what? I'm talking about self pity. So instead of saying that he sucks at his knowledge, but he earns 10 times more than me, right? Instead of saying that, and instead of saying that how is this happening, universe has been unkind to me, this is really unfair, उसको कुछ नहीं बता फिर भी वो पैसा लपेट रहा है और मेरा एक पैसा भी नहीं आ रहा है, I don't have any money in my. So instead of continuously talking about that, saying that, please replace that thought process by saying, let me understand and experiment. एटलीस्ट एक्सपेरिमेंट तो मैं कर सकता हूँ, एटलीस्ट अंडरस्टैंड तो कर सकता हूँ द स्ट्रैटेजीज, द प्रोसेसेस एंड द सिस्टम्स that that fellow implements, that fellow is implementing. Maybe there are a couple of things that I don't know yet. Let me figure out what are the strategies, what are the processes, what are the systems. Instead of bluntly stopping yourself and pulling yourself down by demeaning the person, by putting the person into a low pedestal, you can just try to increase the pedestal and be at the same level. Keep the person at the same level as you and try to understand, try to sneak peek, try to understand that what is different, what is it that that person is doing, because he doesn't have that kind of knowledge. I'm not saying that don't believe that he has less knowledge than you. I'm not saying that. Probably you actually are more knowledgeable than somebody else, some other coach in the same niche. Probably your delivery style is even better than the other person. However, that person gotta be something different. He must be doing something different, which made him earn more while having half of your knowledge while you're stuck. So what is it? What is it? So instead of self pity, try to change that. So far, so good. Type SFSG in the chat box. Okay, type SFSG in the chat box. Yeah. So E for ego, S for self pity, S for skills, right? Needless to say that instead of saying that people have problems, I have solutions. I just met with somebody today who said that लोगों के पास प्रॉब्लम है, मेरे पास सोल्यूशन है, मुझे बस एड में कुछ पैसा डालना है, लोग आ जाएंगे. कंप्लीट बुलशिट. इट डजंट हैपन दैट वे. लोग आपके पास क्यों आएंगे? देयर आर सो मेनी पीपल who are doing the same thing. Why will they come to you? You gotta be thinking about it, right? You gotta be analytical about it, right? So instead of putting a blind eye to, or being overconfident, right? Try to learn the online marketing game. The online marketing game is not equal to the offline marketing game. So even if you ever had marketing experience, or you have been closely working with marketing folks in your corporate, let me be very clear with you that digital marketing is absolutely different. Even if you have done digital marketing, or you know people who do digital marketing in your corporate area, for your corporate, in your corporate, for your corporate, who have done digital marketing, the online coaching business digital marketing is very different. You got to be aware of that what is the game of online marketing for coaching business. You're not selling nariyals and bananas, right? There is a different strategy for selling nariyals, for marketing for nariyals. There's a different strategy for marketing for bicycles. There is a different strategy for marketing for your coaching business. It's different. Maggie sauce ka dialogue tha, I still remember in my, I think in the, it was in 90s, Javed Jafri. Remember? Maggie hot and sour sauce. It's different. So it's different, right? The online marketing game is different, and you don't know. If you don't know shit about it, learn. That's the skill. Number two is that instead of saying that I have been selling since 20 years, I know what is selling, people have problem, I have the solution, the sold, they are already sold. That's again bullshit. Okay. You cannot, you if you don't know the online selling game, please understand the strategies, the frameworks that work in online selling game, especially in coaching business. So it's different again, right? Again, point number three, which helped me to come out of zero sales or tackle the zero sales days in my coaching business, is let me just hire experts and focus on coaching. 9 out of the 10 coaches think like that. That okay, let me just hire experts. I need to focus on coaching. Well, that time will come only after this. Don't make the blunder of not understanding the basics. Try to understand the basics of how your ads get run. Try to understand the basics of what is an LMS, what is a learning management system. Try to understand the basics of what is a landing page, what is a domain name, what is a C name, what is a what are the things that I need to change so that I can get some cloud space. How do I create a business email ID? Please get some knowledge about this, and then you give it to some expert. Why? Because if you have ever done a job, if you've ever done a supervising job, ever done a production engineering or anything like that, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know shit about it, and you're just blindly giving it to so-called expert, welcome to the world. The experts can take you for a ride. Give me a smiley if you got it, right? So learn at least the basics. Make an attempt to learn some of the basics. I know there is a line where you have to draw and you have to say that, oh, this is too much, getting too much for me. At least I know the basics. Now let me get dependent on an expert so that the expert will not take me for a ride. I've seen so many times people blindly putting all their money, especially talking about the ads, which I'm a specialist of meta ads, especially the coaches and consultants. I've seen so many times that they will think that, hey, I need to focus on coaching only, so I just need to give all the money to the agency. And guess what the agency does? The agency brings a lot of leads, which are of shit quality, and there is no conversion, right? Now the agency takes money from you to bring the traffic, to bring the leads. They've done their job. Now wo log haath upar kar dega. What will you do? Right? Give me a smiley again if you got it, or this type got it, right? So my dear friends, have some basic skills, as the feathers in your cap. Okay, some basic skills as the feathers in your cap. Okay, take pride that at least you have the skills that matter in a coaching business. A for authenticity. इसके बारे में मैं कितना भी बोलूं कम है. The highest frequency that connects directly with the universe's frequency, which is more than 700 uh you know MHz, megahertz, right? So when you are authentic, your vibrations are so wonderful that it will manifest and attract a lot of things. Every time you are not authentic, for example, if you only think that I have passion for my niche, I have experience for my niche, I am one hell of a coach, if you're only thinking about that, but you're not thinking, I chose my niche because I lived it, because I have actually produced results. If you don't think, if you if you don't think that I choose my mind present tense, no more past tense, mind present tense, I choose to help others because I'm living, burning example of my niche. That means I'm walking my talk. If I tell you that I have this essay framework, I am following the essay framework. And that's why you can see the authenticity in me. That's why my vibe is different. My vibe is something that you can, in milliseconds, you can read that this guy is telling me the truth, right? So, similarly, what do you think? If you're not living your niche and you're just following so called webinar format, people will convert? They won't. They can see through you right then and there, on their face, on your face. They'll just see through you while you are thinking very smartly that you follow the webinar format, the world famous webinar format, and you're doing everything fantastic. You've created, while you are having an ego massage, people are leaving your webinars. If this was hard hitting, just type HH in the chat box. Okay, this is the reality, right? Now, instead of saying, yeah, so I'm one hell of a coach, instead of saying that, just say that I'm here to help people to get transformation, not just feel good about information. So it doesn't matter how much information you give, but if your content is sucks at giving transformation, you're going nowhere. So my dear friend, please, have the authenticity, walk your talk, live your niche, live your niche. If you got it, type I live my niche. Just make an affirmation. Even if you're not living it, start living it. I live my niche. Please type it in the chat box, in the comments. Last but not the least, my dear friends, is yielding. Okay. What is yielding? Yielding is the two meanings of that. But one of the meaning of yielding is to kind of surrender, is to kind of obey, right? So obey who? Obey your mentor, obey the community, obey the guidance, right? So many 8-figure awardees are in my mentors community. It's not possible. How can so many people become 8 crore, 8-figure champions, right? It's all a big fake. Many people think like that. Secondly, many of the coaches, negative minded coaches, and self pity coaches, they think that these buggers are just talking about revenue. Nobody's talking about profit. I am sure even if they have 8-figure, they are suffering, right? And some of, most of the people, coaches who are into negativity, and they are not able to come out of the zero sales, and they get hard hitted by zero sales, and they're not able to come out, is because of this. The community of my mentor is just showing off results. I feel like shit here. I don't have any results, so I don't belong here. Let me get the freak out of here. Let me get the freak out of here. Now that is complete bullshit. You are an escapist. Instead of that, just change your mind and just say that let me simply follow the process and see if I can make the stage, the same stage that all these 8-figure winners have done. What must be the ways to increase my profit? Let me try them out. Instead of blaming that nobody's talking about profit, you talk about profit now. What's stopping you? So instead of focusing on revenue, okay, I've made 6 figures, I've made 7 figures, I have made 8 figures. Start talking about profit then. Just like how I did in the beginning of this video, right? I talked about my 7 figures and I also told you the reality of my profit, right? So start talking about it. Who is stopping you? So at least don't blame, right? At least don't speculate, right? It's commendable how consistently results are pouring in a community. I've seen this happening so many times, I can't even count. There are people who consider themselves to be coaches, very honestly, nothing, no personal, no hard feelings, but I've seen people talking about manifestation, mindset coach, and the same people leave one of couple of mentors community or WhatsApp community which is built to help them, just because other coaches are showing the results and they don't have results and they can't show, they feel like shit and they leave, and they call themselves mindset coach, life coach. So, we just have to change our perspective, my dear friends. Coaching and consulting. By the way, I'm done with my content, and I'm going to close it now very briefly, right? So these are the things that we spoke about, right? You need to yield, right? So essay is how you handle your zero sales days and your shitty days, your rainy days. How do you handle in rainy days in coaching business is essay. All right. Ego, manage it. Don't be self pity. Learn the skills, walk your talk, obey, and experiment instead of blaming. Right. In short, I hope this was really helpful to you. If it was, and if it made sense to you, just type TWS, time well spent. I'll be very happy to respond to your comments. Last but not the least, जाते जाते बस इतना बोलूंगा कि you are doing a fantastic job. It's a noble job to help somebody and to solve problems. You are becoming an entrepreneur. And, one of the best things that you can do is to handle and tackle your problems with a smile and have solid value and belief system with authenticity. When you do that, your vibe will attract your tribe. Anybody will be able to notice that. Some people will get jealous of you, but that will be a very rare number of people. Majority of the people would fall in love with you. Be authentic, spread the smile, spread the love, because you are doing a fantastic job as a coach and consultant. You're building not only talents, but also the world in a way. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead. Today is Friday night. Enjoy and take care of yourself. All the best for your webinars and seminars to happen on Saturdays and Sundays. Um, wish you all the conversions that you ever dreamt of. Bye bye. Take care. Love you.